This episode sponsored by omaxhealth.com. Enter the code OPIE, O-P-I-E, to get 20% off cryo-freeze and everything else on their site. It's for your aches and pains. omaxhealth.com. Enter code OPIE. All right, I'm very excited about this episode. With Alex Jones being in the news, talking about eating his neighbors, I thought this would be a great time to put out the banned episode. I find Alex Jones very entertaining, but I don't take him seriously at all. So the story goes, I was down in Washington, D.C. on a little family vacation. I had some downtime, so I'm like, you know what? Why don't I leave the hotel, walk to the White House, do a little podcasting. I know there's a lot of crazy people that just hang outside the White House on a regular basis, so I thought it would be fun. And I'm down there, and I'm interviewing certainly some crazy people, some entertaining people. Next thing you know, a guy with a bullhorn, I hear him in the distance just ranting and raving. And as he got closer, I realized, oh my God, that's Alex Jones outside the White House, literally screaming through a bullhorn at the White House trying to get Trump's attention. I went back to New York. I was so excited to put this out as a podcast. And the company I used to work for, they got a little nervous about this episode and said, we don't want you putting it out. So I was banned from putting this out, unfortunately. Now, some of this audio did make a past episode, but just ignore all that. I took the raw audio, I chopped the hell out of it and made it into a completely different type of episode. So I think you're going to enjoy this. It's me outside the White House talking to some folks, and then Alex Jones shows up ranting and raving. Enjoy. Ba, 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 ba. What's going on, everybody? It's time once again for the Opie Radio Podcast. I find myself in Chocolate City. Oh, yeah. I'm down here in Washington, D.C. Looks like quite the crowd outside the White House. All right, we got a tour going on. Let me see if I can get some audio.
Standing the tent about 6 years ago, who walked away from it, but because he had post-traumatic stress disorder, they put him back up. Okay, all right, let's continue walking.
I put the mic in front of that lady. You heard her. She paused. She didn't know what to do. I don't even know what she was talking about. What's up, brother? CleanHonestGov.com.
Yes, sir.
What are we pushing today?
We still haven't learned that we have a one-party system in the United States of America.
Right.
One end of that single party is the Democrats, and the other end of that single party is the Republicans. They scratch each other's back, they wash each other's hands, and they protect each other very carefully in these United States.
I really, really like you. Because they have us fighting. Like, I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican, and we fight tooth and nail. And these guys down here in D.C., they're all in on the game, man. I'm 100% with you.
That's right.
And they're laughing at us.
We have a thing in this country called political divides, and our government is expert at dividing us in every sector of population.
Yeah.
With respect to young, old, and middle-aged, respect to poor, rich, and middle class, with respect to left, right, and the middle political parties, with respect to male, female, and trans, every conceivable division we are.
Yeah.
And if you happen to not fit into my particular political division, we're not going to talk.
Yeah.
So if there's a candidate that goes to your political division and promises you not to do X, Y, and Z, and comes to mine and promises me that they're going to, both of us are going to elect that fool.
Of course.
And they are playing us for the fool.
Of course.
Once we drop those political divides, we're going to start talking. What do you mean John Doe promised you he was going to do X, Y, and Z? He told me he wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, he's either going to screw you or me or both of us,
Yeah.
and it generally ends up being both.
I would say it's going to be both.
Yeah.
In most cases.
And once we start talking with each other, only then will we win.
Well, we don't really talk with each other. We talk at each other, and
You're wrong.
Oh,
I'm right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You scared me for a second. But that's happening on Facebook every single day.
Yeah.
You're too stupid to understand that I'm right and you're wrong, and we don't actually discuss the issues because right away you're on the defense to protect your position, your political position. So we're not getting anything done. I mean, I believe that we have more in common than we don't.
Yeah, kind of like right here.
What's going on over here? Have you guys seen some crazy stuff? Have you seen any of the guys going over the fence?
All of it.
You've seen all of it?
Yeah, I've seen people go in the middle of the street, drop trowel, take a shit right in the middle of the street. And then when the cops came to arrest him, he saw it and said, they're arresting me because I'm black. 2 African-American guys came over and go, what are they doing to our brother, yo? What are they doing to our brother? And I said, dude, you see that lump right there? He went out there and took a shit in public. They themselves said, they ain't arresting you because you're black, nigga. They're arresting you because you're stupid. So it's all about people aren't stupid.
Was that the best statement you've seen in front of the White House? A guy taking it down?
There was a eighth grade junior high school group that had lined up and for the principal to start taking a picture. You know, he drops trowel.
Yeah.
And, you know, luckily it was an all-boys school. Whoa! Are we seeing this for real? And the guy's full squat. Hasn't even finished the full load of rope.
Another guy?
No, the same guy.
Oh, the same guy.
He finished that full, exit.
Right.
He came over, hey, did you know he was going to do this? Because the guy he bought me
Wait, you're still talking
oatmeal
about
and coffee. Yeah, the same guy, the shitter.
But then I asked about another one, and then you started telling the story about the all-boys school.
Yeah, that's the same.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, the same. The guy
same story. Okay.
Yeah, the guy came up and bought me a coffee and an oatmeal.
All right, I got you now.
The Secret Service doesn't know what's going on. Hey, did I tell him to do it? He goes,
right.
No, I didn't tell him to do it. He just said, hey, it's 8 o'clock. It's time.
Right.
Because it's time for what? He's already walking out there. And he had his bag because he had his whatever pancakes and sausage from McDonald's too. And, you know, of course, he had some coffee to make sure that came out good. And I say, well, look in there, and he might have napkins in there, and he did, and he had the clamshell from his big breakfast. They're going to go out there and make the guys start scooping it up. The African-American guys come up here. They said what they said, and when they're surrounding him, he stands up, and he thinks he's going to grab Dick and he got a little bit of his urine out before they threw him to the ground.
Oh, yeah, and messed him up.
And then,
and now they have to mess him up, right?
They got a few kicks in and a few swings in.
You can't blame Secret Service at that point, no?
Yeah, they had the reason to be mad.
Okay, good.
They had a little reason to be mad, but I think that you still don't beat them up.
Yeah.
But if you are in the job where you're supposed to be expecting the worst and it happens, it doesn't give you any extra authority to violate people's rights.
To beat them. I think that who they beat up was somebody that might have been psychologically impaired.
Yeah.
Or he wasn't drunk.
Definitely
He
trying to make a statement.
He was making a statement, all right.
Right. And luckily, I was too far away from it to smell it. But they bring their own horses. Park police bring their own horses here, and they take lumps this big, and it's very offensive. And they leave them. Yeah.
So you guys are here just to try to keep the government honest, basically, right?
Right. That's right.
And have you seen anybody go over the fence?
Oh yeah, a lot of times. The Washington Times had reported that Barack Obama's helicopter was going to be leaving at 7 p.m. Well, it lifted at about 7:05, and they're all here. They want to take photos of Barack Obama leaving. Oh my God, take photo time. And so there was a lot of people here, and 7 of them were not dealing with the crowd whatsoever.
And that happens frequently.
They'll have a powwow of 8 or 9 bike police here up in the park congregating.
Oh, so the Secret Service weren't dealing with the crowd control, really. They were more worried about Barack Obama and the helicopter taking off from behind the White House, which must be quite the sight.
They were more concerned about their personal conversation they were having, not paying attention to what the crowd was doing.
I like you guys.
Yeah, like you see that one with, of course, misogynistic. You see that one with big boobs. They're going to talk about that.
So they're talking about the hot
yeah,
women walking by.
Oh, they'll talk to me.
Yeah.
About that.
So then this guy
realized... I'm part of the good old boy fraternity because I'm a male, because I got the cock that Susan B didn't.
Yeah, so this guy saw an opportunity and said, you know what, they're not really paying attention. I'm going over the fence.
So actually... The Sunday before, and it's already October, so the Sunday before, he came by and he lifted his shirt. And, it's October, so I'm thinking maybe it's a Halloween costume, and he lifts his shirt, and there's a hatchet, and I think it might be a play hatchet. Put his shirt down pretty quickly over it. And I said, at that point, I just start singing Rocket Man by Elton John, but I changed the lyrics to Hatchet Man. Hatchet Man, you're gonna go and murder everyone. And then little boy won't see dad for a long, long time. I think I sang it smoother when I sang it with him. Sure. It was sort of like off the cuff, right?
You just knew this guy was in trouble.
And he goes like this to me.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
And walks off and I go, okay, want what? Pretty damn cool costume of a guy that's going to go butcher people. So on this day, which was Sunday, and then that was Friday, and he jumps the fence and he gets himself all the way inside. I'm the one that yelled, "There's a jumper!" And as loud as I've ever heard myself yell. And I was a punk rock singer in 4 different punk rock bands. Yeah. And it was louder than I ever have sang on a mic. Then these guys turn around, and one, I'm talking about like 240 pound, 5'6" Secret Service, runs over there. I was surprised that he could move that fast. And the guy is fully over the fence, almost his feet hitting the grass, and he still makes a swipe to act like he was making the concerted effort to get the guy. When I yelled, because, again, Barack Obama's helicopter had left, well, our helicopter that he used during his 8 years, there was still Secret Service on the top of the White House, which we know sometimes could be up to 16 of them. But for this, it was probably about 8 of them. They run to the front of the U.S. flagpole, and one points his gun and releases no warning shot. And then, as soon as the guy on the roof said stop, the guy starts zigzagging. I was going, I think he's militarily trained, because that's what they train you to do if something's from above.
So he was zigzagging across the lawn?
Yeah.
On his way to the front door?
On the way to the front door.
Wow.
And then my jaw dropped. They're yelling at everyone, up to 8th Street, up to 8th Street, up to 8th Street. My mouth drops as I see him open the front door and get his ass inside the White House. Okay, at that point, everyone's already exited. I tuck in. Watch.
Or did he just watch too many movies?
Say that again?
Was it military training, or did he just watch too many movies?
Yeah. Later on, we found out that it was 2 tour of duty in Iraq.
So you slid into your makeshift
and I'm
shelter here.
Yes, and I'm listening.
We're in the shelter now, yes.
And so I hear from my left side a vehicle come up, and I look, and it's all black. And I go, fucking hell, Department of Justice. We're talking about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes after, but if there was a Department of Justice vehicle in the area, they're going to come, and this heads are going to roll. They all came over all at the same time. Heads are going to roll. Heads are going to roll on this one. And then he got back into his vehicle, and he sped around into the entry gate on this side, and I saw the vehicle come up to, the drive path right in front of the White House. I see him run in and also run in. But one thing I didn't notice him do, when he got there, as I'm like this, because my arms are decently strong. Yeah. And
you're in a wheelchair. I just have to say for the visual here. So you're pulling yourself up on your wheelchair so you get a better view.
And the guy didn't stop right when he got into the White House. Okay. So I go, damn. And I grab a sign, which was pretty much against what government does to us all the time. And I grab the bucket and I start with, hey, Filipos, you haven't been at 8th Street yet? I go, no. And they go, how much did you hear? Man, I was busy putting things together here and grabbing the right sign, finding the right sign to go up there. And then, okay.
They were scared you saw too much.
Yeah. And one of them rolled me up there.
Really?
Which he knows is rare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they let me do it. So, okay, I get up there. Different networks are coming up, And they're, hey, $50 Starbucks card. I said, did I hear $50 Starbucks card? Okay. This interview is not done yet. So another guy comes in, $100 IHOP. You go, I like Starbucks.